Hi all, welcome back to the final whistle then for the championship predictions, the last one of the season then as we head into the last day of the championship then, game week 46. And what a game week 46 we've got on our hands then. The automatic promotion spot, the playoffs and the relegation battle as well. What an interesting day it could be in the championship regarding different parts of the table. I'm going to be joined by Football Martin shortly as we're going to go run through all the predictions and talk about game week 45. Look back on all that as Leicester City were crowned champions of the championship. And what an away day it was at Preston North End on Monday in a Foxes win. And we're going to get through all them fixtures, like I say, game week 45, and get all your comments as well, get all your thoughts ahead of the games ahead of the weekend and the teams you support. And as always, subscribe to the channel as well. If you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed to the Final Whistle, get down and do so. It helps out massively. It's free, no charge. So, yeah, it'd be massively appreciated. Let's use in then before we kick this off. Hello, Jack. Are you going to do a match preview, match day vlog, and Premier League predictions from game week 1 to 38 next season? I am. I will be doing some Premier League content next season. I think we might still do the championship predictions. As we started it this season, we might continue it, which would be a good thing. Keep the content going. Hi, Jack. Hello, Eric. How are you, mate? Sup, Jack? Last vlog was the best this season. Appreciate that, my friend. Dawn, how are you? Hello to all. Hello to Dave. Dave, you're actually on time, mate. I will be seeing you at dinner time on the weekend. So, yeah, hopefully you're good, mate. And, hopefully this weekend we can go and get another win and get 100 points. Jack, do you think Ipswich finished second? Well, I'm going to ask Martin that. When we chat to Martin very shortly. Can't wait till Saturday at the KP. Yes. Right. Let's get a guest in. Football Martin. Martin, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, good. Probably not as good as you are right now, mate. But how's the head? Was it a good one Monday?
Yeah, good celebrations as always. You know what it's like when you win the title, Martin. You know, promotion on Friday night. We celebrated the night over the weekend and that, and then obviously Monday clinching the title as well made it extra special. And it was a party from start to finish on Monday night. It was good to celebrate with the players, and the fans as a whole was superb. And I was just glad we managed to get it over the line, and we've now won the championship 8 times. So we're the team who now hold the record for the most championship titles.
It's unbelievable, Jack. It's a massive achievement. Had their
Hello,
wobbles.
David. How are you, mate?
We've all had our wobbles. They had their wobble. They come through it. I think I spoke on the podcast last night, actually. I was with Matchday Vlogs. I think I'm right in saying that Saints, Leicester and Leeds all wanted to play the same way. They wanted to play the same football, the same philosophy, play out from the back, a possession-based game. The difference between Leicester and everybody else is Leicester had the experienced heads. Yeah. He had that little bit more, though the manager wasn't experienced, but I think he had the people around him on the field to really get it over the line. The likes of Vardy, Vestergaard, Connor Cody. I just think that those bodies in the dressing room, even Dewsbury Hall, he's got good. He's a good seasoned pro now, isn't he? He's been around for, though he's young, he knows the Premier League. He knows how to get through big games, and when they're going, when they really needed the key players, they really, really did come alive. I'm pleased for you, mate. I'm really pleased for you.
Yeah, we had our little blip like everybody else this season. People saying we've bottled the league and this, that and the other, and then to go on and pick up the most important wins, obviously the ones over Saints, West Brom, Norwich, teams like that, in some very tough games, and then obviously the one against Preston. Fantastic. Martin, how have you been?
I've had flu, which has not helped. Still got the lasting effects of it. It's been a tough couple of weeks as a Southampton fan. Really tough couple of weeks. Obviously, you saw us at Leicester, but I was at Cardiff the weekend before it. Then Saturday we played Stoke and we were dreadful as well. I feel very nervous going into the playoffs. I don't think you can switch form on or off. So I'm prepping for the playoffs. My content creation will go on that a little bit longer than yours. Yours will come to an end, I guess, this weekend. But I go into the playoffs, and yeah, it's going to be a really busy couple of weeks. I think as a content creator, if you work, support one of those clubs that are going to be in the playoffs, it's going to be a mad couple of weeks. But yeah, I feel really nervous about it. So yeah, not feeling 100%, mate, for sure.
Yeah, Martin, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen. We are going to look at week 45 on how everybody got on. We're going to go through the fixtures. And then we're going to obviously go and look at week 46 and the predictions very shortly. We'll start with QPR beating Leeds United. Obviously, Leicester promoted after that game, after the QPR thumped Leeds United. 4-0. I mean, no one have expected that sort of result, to be fair. QPR dominant, weren't they, Martin, to be fair? I thought they set up well. I thought they fully deserved to win. I don't think Leeds were really at the races that day, to be honest. I mean, QPR did their homework, didn't they, and managed to get the job done. Cifuentes would have been very proud of that QPR performance in one that secured safety in the Championship, Martin.
Yeah, no, it's a brilliant result, I thought. QPR has done well, Cifuentes, hasn't he? Done a good job since he come in. Imagine if he'd been the manager at the start of the season for them. Boy, they would have been in a far better position. But great result. They got some good professional players in their dressing room, QPR. They've got some experienced heads. And like any side, when you get to the business end of it, you need a backbone of your team. You need leaders and people that are really committed. And they had that. And he got them over the line. They were brilliant on the night, weren't they? The goals they scored were superb. And what a brilliant lap of appreciation afterwards. All the fans stay in the stadium. The players are signing autographs, selfies with the fans. The interaction there was brilliant. Didn't see anything like that at St Mary's on Saturday. But you got to say, the atmosphere inside Loftus Road looked incredible. I wish I was there. I wish I'd gone to it, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, Loftus Road were rocking. We move on. Hull 3, Ipswich 3. Amari Hutchinson with 2 crackers in that game.
Really good goals.
A real good game, wasn't it, Martin? As a neutral, that game full of goals. Attack for attack in both games. A very battling game between the two.
Yeah, 2 brilliant sides, brilliant managers, the pair of them. Hull have given themselves a really good chance of playoffs, haven't they? I think they probably needed the win more than anything, but it was still a good result. McKenna's side, though, so resilient, aren't they? As a side, obviously, they went on and played again since the whole game, but they're so resilient in the way they go about things. And their work rate, I just find quite incredible, Ipswich Town. They work so hard for one another. They back each other up, and the amount of running they do as a side is quite incredible. I think they've you got to give massive praise to both those managers. They've done well this season. Rossini at Hull, McKenna at Ipswich, 2 great managers, 2 big football clubs that you just don't know where. Hull could jump the playoffs final day, and they can still get to the Premier League. They've still got that outside chance now. Obviously, they might need results to go their way, but they're well and truly in it. Hull they're the only side that are going to sneak in.
Yeah, Vardy did score the first goal versus Preston, yeah. Martin, Millwall again, picking up another 1-0 win.
I was surprised at that one.
Changed the fortunes there. Late on, beating Plymouth. A big win for Millwall, obviously, before Neil Harris came in, really struggled, didn't they, to get wins together and that under Joe Edwards. They then decided to change manager, brought in an experienced head in Neil Harris. He's done wonders there, Annie, to be fair, and I think it'll be a big season for them next season as well with him at the helm. Blackburn 0, Coventry 0. A big point for Blackburn is they're just about safe, aren't they? Cardiff 1, Middlesbrough 4. Latte Laugh again amongst the goals for Borough. I mean, I think there'll be quite a few teams after him. Not the greatest performance for Errol Bullett's side.
I'm not surprised at that, though. It shows how rubbish we were last week when we went down there, because they're pretty much the same side out against Borough. Borough's just a bit more clinical than we were. Like you're right, you're right about Latte though. There'll be some clubs in for him this summer because he looks a really good player, doesn't he? I've enjoyed watching him. Their form, they've picked up at the wrong time, haven't they? They needed to pick up a little bit before
Yeah.
Middlesbrough, and they would have
They
put
didn't.
themselves right,
They
right in
didn't.
there.
They didn't start well, but they finished well. I think that's what you could
Yeah.
say about Middlesbrough. I know
Mm.
when we spoke, didn't we, Martin, about Borough's start to the season? You know, I think there were warning signs that can
was.
Michael Carrick turn it around, and then there was obviously rumours of someone in him out and that, but then he's massively turned it around. They've kept faith in him, and he's done a job. Bristol City 2, Rotherham 0. I believe Rotherham fans were doing the conga in the away
They
end
were,
to keep themselves
yeah.
happy. Huddersfield and Birmingham, the big game that we spoke about, Martin, that ended up a draw. I think we both went for a draw in that game last
We
week.
did. No good for neither, was it really?
Nah, I think Huddersfield to stand a chance of really staying up, and they needed the win over Birmingham. Norwich 2, Swansea 2. That ended up a draw. Gabriel Sara again, a very good player, proved pivotal in that game. Sheffield
They're
Wednesday, Martin.
brilliant at home. Norwich, by the way, they not. Am I right in saying they've not lost at home since the turn of the year? They've done something ridiculous at home. They've either lost once or they haven't lost at home since the turn of the year. Yeah, they are really, really in form. They're a side that I don't think Southampton could easily play them. If the championship ended today, we would play them, and they worry me because I think they're a really good side. I love Sara. I think he's a brilliant player. Sargent's fit again now. They've got everything about them. Jonathan Rowe. They've got top players there, haven't they?
Yeah, I think quite a few teams be sniffing around their players if they don't go up this season, which is they're good in effort. Sheffield Wednesday, 3-0 winners against West Brom. I mean, Danny Rowley's done a terrific job. You could probably put it down as one of the greatest escapes in Championship history, Martin, with the job Danny Rowley's done. They looked down and out, didn't they, in the first 12, 13 games of the season. And then when Danny Rowley comes in, what a terrific job he's done, and him and his backroom staff to really go and change the fortunes at Sheffield Wednesday. And now they're out the relegation zone, and I think a point or so at the weekend for them will be fantastic. And to go and get the 3-0 result and a clean sheet against West Brom, one of the top sides in the league who are fighting for the playoffs, it's a massive result.
Yeah, it is a massive result. They're pretty much home and dry, aren't they? They'll be delighted.
Yeah.
I think he's done brilliant. Like you say, he's pretty much the manager of the season for me. Other than McKenna, he's the manager of the season to do what he's done there, to go in there with the mess they were in. I don't know how far adrift they were when he went in there. It was something ridiculous, though. But what he's done, he'd be a sought-after manager, by the way. If we happen to part company with Russell Martin, I'll be all over him. All over him like a rash, because he knows our football club well. I think they go and get a result with Sunderland this weekend as well. I really do, because that's where they go. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What a job he's done.
I can agree with that, Terry. I think he'd be one I'd look at, to be fair. Him and Latte laugh. Hello, I hope you both okay. We're all right. Craig, how are you, my friend? Martin, the next one we're going to get on to is Watford 1, Sunderland 0. I mean, Tom Cleverley is now took over as full head coach now, hasn't it? Watford on a permanent deal. That is good. I think they've only lost one, is it, since he's took over. Done a fantastic job there in getting the points that he's got. And then you look at Southampton losing against Stoke City 1-0. A Saints side who are now prepping for the playoffs. A big job that Russell Martin has to go and do now to go and try and get his side promoted, Martin. I mean, what's your stance on this whole playoff scenario now with Southampton? Do you see them going all the way, or how do you see it panning out for Saints?
It will all depend on how bought in the players are and how much the players want it. That's what it is going to come down to. Inevitably, they've got a lot of players on loan with contracts about to expire. You've got 2 or 3 that are they're going to go on freeze anyway. I just think you need everyone bought in. I think you need the fan base on board. You need everybody on board. and the manager's got a big job on his hands because his players have down tools in the last 2 games. I've seen some extraordinary things in the last 2 games. He needs to nip it in the bud quickly. We go to Leeds on the weekend, and it'd be interesting to see what he does. But he need a fully fit squad, or a squad other than Stuart Armstrong and Gavin Bazunu. He will need everyone available, everyone raring to go, because I think it's going to be really tough, these playoffs. I think Norwich are the informed side, if you look at it really. They're the ones that have... I think that they could cause the biggest upset in this, and we look primed to play them. I would fear playing Norwich over anyone else in the playoffs probably at the moment, other than probably Leeds. I think Leeds will be in the playoffs, but we won't be able to play Leeds till a little bit further down the road. But I think it's tough playoff. We'd have to go away first game as well. I think that's a really, really hard thing to do. I think it's tough, mate. I think it's going to be really tough for us.
Yeah, you always want that first leg at home, don't you, Martin? You know, because then that way you know in the second leg what's at stake and how you have to go about the second game. Obviously, I'd know the playoffs well as a Leicester City fan. Sometimes we've done well and sometimes we haven't, you know. But, yeah, less we talk about our previous playoff bloody things is the better.
It's about mentality as well, and you need good mentality.
Course.
It's about mentality. Yeah. I'm not sure we're at the races at the moment, but he's got a lot of work to do to sort it out. Inexperienced manager as well. Never. I don't know if he's been in this situation as a player, so he knows it as a player. Hopefully, he can use that experience and get it over the line. But God, Russell Martin could be going back to his old club yet again. Yet to beat Norwich this season, Southampton, by the way.
Really?
Didn't beat him this season, no. No, we drew with him twice.
It's not a stat you look at then. Preston, North End and Leicester Monday night went to battle. Celebratory for the Foxes as they was crowned champions of the Championship after a 3-0 win. Jamie Vardy with 2 more goals to add to his tally in the Championship this season. Casey McAteer was on hand as well. Absolute scenes. One of the best away ends this season, if not the best. I've been in atmosphere from start to finish. The concourse was absolute carnage. And the fans got together and celebrated and, to celebrate with the players and just topped it off. And, champions of the Championship. Great feeling on Monday night. And, really ecstatic. Ipswich Town, Martin, 3 big points against Coventry now. They did say they needed 4 points in their next 2. They have 3 points at this minute in time. A good win over Cov for them, leaving them with 1 point remaining for a return for Ipswich Town back to the Premier League after 22 years. And what a job Kieran McKenna has done at Ipswich Town. And they could be promoted if they get a draw or even to top it off, a win against Huddersfield, and they could be securing promotion to the Premier League, Martin. What a season for Ipswich.
Yeah, what a season. It's the fairy tale, isn't it? It is the fairy tale, and I think they do it. I love the mentality of their team. Like I said at the top of the show, the way they run for each other and work for each other. But you know what? The coming together of a squad with a manager that's quite cool and quite calm makes a big difference. He's just kept his feet on the ground. He's not got carried away as he... he's just said the right things at the right time, and it must be a massive calming influence in the dressing room. But they got a few leaders in that squad as well, and they got a few people that get a foot in when they need to. I watched them the other night, and I thought not only did they run and work for each other, they really get a foot in when they need to as well. I was really, really impressed with them. Really, really, really impressed with them. Good signing, Moore from Bournemouth. I wish we'd gone and got him. I find it, he isn't sexy enough for us, but. Because we like to play this tippy-tappy, like don't cross the ball style football. But good to have a plan B sometimes, Jack. He's given them a plan B. I thought he was brilliant the other night, more for them. But congratulations. I think they're there. I think they get it over the line the weekend. And fully deserved that. If there's ever a team that deserve it this season, it's them. They've been brilliant. They've been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I could agree with that, David. Like a cup final, it might be at Wembley, wouldn't it? Watchers in the FA Cup again. Let's have a look then. 8, 9, 10. 12 games to get through, Martin. We're now going to get on to the predictions. The final day of the Championship is here then, and some fixtures we're going to get through, which could really dwell on where teams finish in the relegation battle, in the automatic promotion spots, in the playoffs as well. It's going to be a topsy-turvy last final day in the Championship, because the Championship always likes to be entertaining, doesn't it, on the final day? Things always seem to go down to the real latter of the end of the season. Has Vardy signed? I believe he's been in talks with the club itself. There have been rumours that he has agreed a 1-year deal with Leicester. Nothing concrete yet coming out of the news in the club itself. But yeah, Jamie Vardy, they did ask him after the Preston game about when fans were singing 10 more years, 10 more years. Jamie Vardy, he said he still feels good. His legs feel good and everything feels good, and he's happy at Leicester. And it'd be good to see him get a new contract at the King Power Stadium. 18 goals this season in the Championship, Martin. A minutes per goal ratio. I think it's minutes per game, is it? 94 minutes. And he's played really less games than Schmodic, Somerville, Adam Armstrong, and them sort of players who's ahead of him. So, yeah, it's like 9 to 11 games less than what some of the others have played, who's got more goals. Gabriel Sarrin talks with Brighton. That'd be an interesting move. That'd be a good signing, Brighton, that. Right, Martin, let's get on to the Championship predictions then. Week 46, the last day of the season. And this is a big game. And Birmingham City have to go and win, don't they, Martin, to be honest?
Yeah, they do.
Norwich, though, I think playoffs is secured for them now, isn't it, Martin,
they need
to be honest?
A point to secure, I think. To mathematically get a top six place, I was looking at it a minute ago, they need a point. Or if Hull falter at Plymouth, which I'm not sure they will, to be honest. But they want that 5th place. They want that 5th place because they, like I said, they're facing out of form Southampton side, and it would be a hell of a semi-final with Southampton. I think they would relish it, Norwich as well. I think they get the result they need the weekend as well. I fear for Birmingham a little bit, really. Their key man will be Jay Stanfield. He actually scored a hat-trick on the final game of last season for Exeter on the final day of the season. He could be the man. You never know. He's had a good, decent season for them. Gabriel Sarr contributed to both goals against Swansea, scored by and assisted in one. He's the key man, isn't he? I think Norwich win it. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Norwich win, Jack, for this one.
You're going 2-1 Norwich. Let me just write it down then.
Sorry, Spyro. I know Spyro will be tuning in. He'll be like,
I'll tell you what, I'm going 2-1 as well. I'll go Stansfield to score, though, but I'm going to go Sarah to score for Norwich. I'm going to go 2-1 there. Next one, Martin, Coventry versus QPR. Nothing to play for now for the two sides. QPR are now safe. No. Coventry, I think they can finish, is it 8th or 9th in the table now, so I think it's about finishing as high as possible for Cov. What do you think your predictions are for this one, Martin? Coventry, QPR?
Do you know what? I'm going to go with a draw. Cifuentes, since he's gone at QPR, at the end of October, QPR recorded 11 clean sheets, with only Leeds 13 having a better record in the Championship since Cifuentes went in. That's quite a good statistic. Haji Wright, I've enjoyed watching him at Coventry this season. He's netted his 16th league goal of the season Tuesday night. He's got better and better as the season's gone, hasn't he, Haji Wright? I think it'd be a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Not many goals in it.
You're going 1-1. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go.
I don't reckon I'll be far wrong neither.
I'm going to go 2-1 Cov. I'm going to go Haji Wright and Ellis Sims to score.
I like Ellis Sims.
I think we should get a solid centre-back, someone like Greaves. Yeah, Greaves is a fantastic centre-half for Hull. 2-2. Interesting there. Next one, Martin, is Ipswich versus Huddersfield. Portman Road. I believe they've only lost one game, and that was against Leeds at Portman Road this season in the league.
Yeah.
Really strong favourites at home. They need 1 point to get promoted, and for me, I think they go and get the job done. And for me, I think they'll get promoted. Ipswich, a very good season, and I think they'll finish strongly. To be fair, Huddersfield, a massive hill to climb in the goal difference if they was to stay up, with obviously results going for them as well. But I think Huddersfield, Ipswich will have too much for Huddersfield in this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Ipswich. Mark, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I think Ipswich will win. Ipswich have lost just one of their last 6 closing day games of the season as well. They've won 3 and drawn 2 on the final game of the season. I'm going to go with a Ipswich win. I'm going to go with a 4-0 Ipswich win. I think they'll batter them. And they go up in absolute style, and there'll be a party at Portman Road like never before, I would think.
Yeah, 1-1. Arthur's got 1-0 for Huddersfield. Next one, Leeds United versus Southampton. Leeds will hope Ipswich slip up against Huddersfield. I hope Huddersfield could do them a favour. Southampton, though, now in the playoffs. Leeds, they've not been great since the last international break, coming through up until now. I believe they picked up 1 win, is it? Leeds, and they're not on the greatest of form going into this game. To be honest, they've got to get themselves together and really turn up in this game, haven't they, against Southampton? It's not an easy game at all. I think this one, for me, I think it'll end up in a draw. I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I'm actually going to back you with a score. I said on another podcast last night 3-3, but I'll go with 2-2. It's a dress rehearsal for what could potentially be the playoff final, because they could easily meet each other if they both get there. Southampton have scored in 40 of their 45 league games this season. It's a joint championship high. Adam Armstrong has had a really good season for Southampton, 20 league goals this year. And that's coming from the wing as well. He's not played as an out-and-out striker. I think it'd be... I think Leeds would go full-strength side because...
Yeah.
If anything happened in the game between Ipswich and Huddersfield, they won't go weak. And I think Southampton may go a little bit weaker in this one, but I still see it being a draw. Bit of a nothing game, really. Bit gutted how it's turned out. I think we're all hoping there'd be something on it, but... I think 2-2. I'll back you, Jack, on that one.
Yeah, next game, Leicester Blackburn, the champions, take on Blackburn Rovers, who are fighting the relegation battle still, aren't they? To be honest, looking at the table, you'd say Blackburn are kind of safe, aren't they? They probably need a point, but Leicester and Enzo Maresca will look to make that 100 points mark, won't they, and end the season on a real high. And obviously, they'll look to get a real positive result. And Jamie Vardy spoke about this game in the week, and he said they'll look to really finish the season strongly in front of the home fans and that, and obviously celebrate lifting the title and that. Smodic, he'll look to add to his tally, but Jamie Vardy will also look to add to his. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Leicester.
Yeah, I think Leicester win. I don't think they concede, though. Leicester, though, 0-0s, by the way. Leicester could become the first championship team since the 2019-2020 season to complete a whole campaign without having a game finished 0-0. I didn't know that. Not had a 0-0 game all season, Jack. Not drawn a game, not been involved in the game that was 0-0. Smodic has been brilliant for Blackburn.
Yeah, he has.
He has been brilliant. I think it'd be probably his last game in a Blackburn shirt, sadly, I would think. I think everyone will be sniffing around Sammy Smodic come this summer. I think Leicester win it 2-0. It'd be a party at the KP for you, Jack.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to change my result. And I'm going to go 2-0 as well. I'm going to go Jamie Vardy's having a party, and that man loves a good party. And Dave's gone 3-0. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. I think we'll look to get like I say, 3 more points and get to 100-point mark, which would be a big achievement for us on its own as well to reach that at the end of the season. It's been a great season. Obviously, we've had that little blip near the end, but yeah, we've been fantastic throughout. To be honest, the team have really battled this season, and yeah, it's been some real great moments following the Foxes home and away this season. So yeah, Maresca is done a real good job to say it's his first season as manager, and he's achieved the target, which was obviously promotion. So, Martin, Middlesbrough, Watford is the next one.
Yeah.
I tell you what, for me, I think Latte Laugh will have a say in this game. I'm going to go 2-1 Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I think Borough will edge it. They've been in good form, haven't they? Bit sad that they kind of reached the conclusion with nothing to play for again. Borough. I think that there'd be a. We all tipped them at the start of the season. When I come on this show at the start of the season, I was like, oh yeah, I see Borough being a playoff side. I see them being right in there. They're going to be the dangerous side, and it didn't work out that way. But I think they're finished with a win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory, Jack. And that one, I think that's what you did. Is that what you said?
Yeah, 2-1 home win.
I'm going with the same as you.
Like I say, a lot of people are going to be after Latte Laugh in the summer. He's one that teams will really keep an eye on, and you know, they'll look to get as much for him, though, won't the Middlesbrough? They'll look to get quite a bit for him. He's their talisman, and obviously they sold was it the striker last season they had, the top scorer in the league? I think he ended up going to, was it Ajax, was it?
Yeah.
Chuba Akpom, was it, they had last season?
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he?
Yes, they'll look to get enough money for Latte Laugh if they ought to sell him in the summer. But next one, Martin, Plymouth versus Hull. Hull need to win and West Brom need to lose. That is what Hull fans are hoping for at the weekend. Plymouth, though, it's not an easy place to go, is it? Let's be honest. They'll look to secure safety. Like I say, yeah, I agree with that. They're not going to want to lose, are they? But I think Philogene and co will get them over the line. I'm going to go 3-1 to the Tigers.
Yeah, I think they get it over the line. Massive shout out to Morgan Whittaker. He's had a really good season. He's only been outscored by 2 other players in the Championship this season. He's on a 6-game drought though. I didn't realise he's not scored in 6. But I hope he can. I hope they stay up Plymouth. I really hope they don't go down because I like Plymouth as a club. I hope that they can survive in the league, and if they do, it's a massive achievement. I think they're going to lose the game though, unfortunately. Which would it send them down if Sheffield Wednesday get a result? I'm not sure how it sits at the moment. Was it? No, Birmingham will go down. Birmingham will go down, won't they? Because we both predicted Birmingham to lose, so Birmingham will go down. Plymouth could stay up without getting a result on final day. So I'm going to go with I'll go with I'll go 2-1. 2-1 to Hull in this one.
2-1 to Hull. Yeah.
The next games are pretty much a dead rubber, by the way.
Yeah, it's ones that we have to get through now, Martin. Rotherham versus Cardiff. Nothing to play for both sides. No. Steve Evans will be now prepping his Rotherham side next season. It looks like it could be the last game for Victor Johansson, though, the Rotherham keeper. Big up to him, though, Martin. He has
big
said
class,
he has said in his post on Twitter that the first 600 people to go to this pub, they'll get a pint on him. So the first 600 fans will get a pint on Victor Johansson at the weekend, which is a massive massive respect. It's a good thing to do. Even though mostly could be his last game, I think there'll be teams after him as well. Cardiff in this game, I'm gonna back the Bluebirds to finish on a high. I'm gonna go 2-0 Cardiff.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? Actually, I think Rotherham get a win on the final game of the season at home. Got a funny feeling. Let's just sneak one. 2-1 win Rotherham.
2-1 win to Rotherham.
Yeah, they got in the bank. Cardiff got loads of players missing at the moment. They did have.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've had quite a few injuries, haven't they, Martin, at the back end of the season,
Yeah,
Cardiff.
they have.
Next one, Stoke Bristol City. Again, nothing to play
Yeah.
for both sides. Stoke are safe, aren't they?
Mm.
Bristol City, though, like I said, I think they'll be planning for next season as well with Liam Manning and that. I'm going to go for a Bristol City 2-1 win. Scott Twine to score.
Yeah, I think Stoke will win this one for me, actually. I was really impressed with Stoke the weekend at St Mary's. I thought they showed some real fight, but they played some really good football. Steven Schumacher's just started to settle things down there. But they could have scored loads more against Southampton. They had someone clinical up front, and the sort of the forward three were a little bit more fluent. Find the right pass at the right time. They would have opened up Saints loads of times. They're going to they'll be much better next season. Stoke. They'll be a side that can really build on what Schumacher started to do there.
Yeah,
Back in with summer signings.
I
I'm going to go
agree.
with a Stoke win. I think it'd be a 3-1 to Stoke.
Yeah, Schumacher will. I think he'll change it around in the summer, won't he? He'll
Yeah,
get back.
he'll get them going.
They'll back him as well, I think, with transfers and that. I think, I don't know what they'll be doing with Daniel Iveson. I think he could go there on a permanent next season. So, yeah, it's interesting. Next one, Sunderland, Sheffield Wednesday. I tell you what, I think Sheffield Wednesday will finish the championship season strongly. I think they'll go and get the job done against Sunderland. Jack Clark, I mean, he could leave Sunderland in the summer. He's a good player, isn't he, Jack Clark? He's been good, hasn't he, when he has played for Sunderland. I think Sheffield Wednesday, though, will go and get the job done. I'm going to go... I'll tell you what, I'm going to go 2-1 Sheffield Wednesday, Martin.
I think they win. They only need a point to 100% secure their safety. Anyway, I think they'll win. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday. I think they go and win another game. Yeah, I think they will. Brilliant. He's done brilliant, Danny Rowell. We've praised him already, but what a great
Fully
game.
agree. Last two, Martin. Swansea versus Millwall. Neil Harris has been doing great there, like I said. He has been picking up some real good 1-0 wins, hasn't he? And they're taking a Swansea side who's picked up a bit, haven't they, at the back end of the season. I think Williams will look to get this season over and done with and start planning in the summer transfer window and that, strengthening his squad. Millwall, I think they'll do better next season, in my opinion, under Neil Harris. He'll know what he has to do to get them further up. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer for both. I'm going to see this one as a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw actually as well. Zion Fleming hasn't scored in 2 months, by the way. The Millwall forward, attacking forward, hasn't scored for 2 months. But when he does, he usually scores early in games before the 30th minute as well. Strange statistic, that one. I think it'd be a draw. I'm going to go with 2-2, Jack, between Swansea and Millwall. And I think both those sides will be a lot better next season.
Yep, and the final one of the final day, West Brom versus Preston. West Brom,
need a win, don't they?
They just need a point or a win to get them over the line. Preston, nothing to play for. I think they're now finish high as possible under Ryan Lowe. They'll be planning for next season as well. I see West Brom winning this one, Martin, 2-0.
Yeah, I think West Brom win it as well, to be honest. I think they'll win it 3-0. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. Thomas Asante was good when I watched him live this season. I thought he was a really good player. He'd be one to look out for in the playoffs, that's for sure. I think they'll make the playoffs. And they face Leeds over 2 legs, and I think that'll be a really good game. I think they give Leeds a few problems because they're organised and they set up quite well, to be fair. Tough physical side, West Brom, but they need to run themselves into a bit of form, Jack, though.
Yeah, like Arthur says, usually last day get loads of goals. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the championship without it, would it, Martin, to be honest? And Martin, thanks for joining me tonight. I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Are you going to do any shows around the playoffs? Have you thought about doing any prediction shows before the first and second legs of each of the playoffs?
Yeah, I might touch on the playoffs, to be fair.
It might be where I'll come on and do the shows with you if you want, because I think it'd be really good. I think the viewers and the listeners will enjoy it as well. We can preview the games and give our score predictions, and then we can look back on, once we've played the first leg, we can look back on the sides, see who the favourites are, and then I think it'd be quite good.
Yeah, appreciate that. He's going Wembley. I don't know which team with. Martin, and I appreciate
You're going to Wembley,
it,
Jack. You're going to go to Wembley, are you? Is that the plan?
The missus obviously supports Doncaster, don't she? She's hoping Doncaster Rovers met playoffs. So
are you not going down for the championship, man?
Her and her dad will obviously go and enjoy a day out at Wembley, won't they, if Doncaster make it? So, Martin, let everybody know where they can find you, mate, on what you do regarding your socials, TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, at Football Martin, my username's on the screen. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get myself to 1,000 subs. Seems to take forever on YouTube. It's a slow burner. But my TikTok's pretty active. I'm adding content every day at Football Martin _. Loads of fan content. I did some really good stuff at the weekend. I'm slowly drip feeding it out each day. So make sure you give me a follow, and you'll see some great funny content as well. It's all light-hearted, nothing too serious, and appreciate your support.
Cheers, Martin. All the best,
me, Jack.
mate, and
see you for the playoffs.
To watching the playoffs. Cheers, Martin.
Thank you, mate.
That was Football Martin. He's now going to go and get ready for his game at the weekend at Leeds, and then